This is Greg from Whiskey Autumn. You're listening to Met Radio. We're here today talking about our new album, Modern Doubt, and playing a couple of acoustic songs for you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We have Whiskey Autumn here in the studio. They are the surf dream pop psychedelia local band who just released their latest album, Modern Doubt. We have Jason and Greg in the studio. How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing well.
Thank you.
Awesome. So first of all, I just wanted to talk about your brand new album that just came out, Modern Doubt. How did that come out to be like with you guys?
So we wrote Modern Doubt throughout 2017 and 2018, and sort of the thesis of the album is that it's our reflection of the tumultuous times that we currently live in, whether that be political anxieties, technological anxieties.
Just everyday life in general.
Yeah, just kind of living in the modern world and all these worries that kind of arise from that.
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely noticed a lot of, different things happening in the album. Just talking about personal stories or just like stories of everybody else and just kind of talking about it and also like trying to have fun with it as well.
Yeah, we didn't want it to be, there is a pretty heavy subject matter in that, but we wanted it to still be somewhat lighthearted in the sense that we love pop music, and we wanted the album to be really catchy and you can sing along to it, and it's only if you kind of dig deeper into the lyrics that you realize that it's a bit darker.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. I like that kind of music, where it's like there's a lot of meaning behind it. You kind of got to figure out what the artist is saying and like what's happening in the music. So
yeah. We want to leave some room to dig into it a bit.
Yes, I love that.
Cool.
Sweet. So how long did it take for you guys to create this album from like, the idea of it and then coming out to the release?
I believe we started recording in September of 2017.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was maybe somewhere in there. That was mostly demo recording at that point. We didn't really start digging into the actual recording, I would say, until 2018. And it took about a year of recording. We were pretty busy in that year. We did a lot of touring and playing a lot of shows around Colorado, so we weren't just recording the entire time. But yeah, start to finish, I would say approximately a year of recording, and then with writing factored in there, maybe like 2 years.
Okay, sweet. So like, what is your process in getting it all done? Do you guys like work together, and like who writes the songs and like who produces the music?
For this album, I started the songwriting myself on pretty much an acoustic guitar, kind of like we're going to be playing in here today. But as far as producing and recording, that was 100% a collaboration between Jason and myself. So we'd have just the skeleton of the song with the chords and general structure and lyrics with melody, and then we would kind of deconstruct the songs and figure out how we wanted to present them for the record. And that was really a back and forth between the two of us. And we pretty much played all the instruments on the album, and it's even kind of hard to say who played what in a lot of instances because it would just be so much back and forth. And even if like Jason was playing guitar, I was playing guitar, there's so much like direction we're giving each other that it's almost like we're both playing the part at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was cool to really dig into a collaboration like that, and I think we've are a really good team together in that sense and can kind of speak the same musical language.
Yeah. So do you guys prefer like working together as a team, or like do you guys like just going off on your own, kind of creating stuff and showing it to each other? Or?
No, we don't do too much. Once we start working on the stuff together, it becomes very much there's no decision made in isolation, I don't think, and there's a lot of back and forth with things where when Greg throws out an idea, it'll go through several iterations. Sometimes later something gets discarded, and sometimes changes are made really late in the game too, where we'll develop entire sections and all of a sudden get to the end of the process of the song and realize in the larger context that, this section's totally unnecessary, and carve that out. Yeah. Or we're missing something we didn't even know we needed before, so here's a little sound piece to kind of take you into the world of the song. And that's something that we really like to explore on this one, was giving each song its own world, so to speak. Whether it was like kind of the era that the tone of the song suggests, or because some of the songs are a little bit more vintagey sounding, some are more modern pop sounding, and just trying to give each song exactly what it needs. Yeah. And some of them needed some really weird theatrical intros that we thought were...
Yeah, we call it our cinematic approach, where we want to bring you into the individual universe that each song exists within. So yeah, a lot of that was either sound samples that we kind of used to set the stage, or instrumentation choices, or like weird beach audio to kind of bring you into our world. So just trying to set the scene a bit beyond just presenting the song.
It did help us branch out and collaborate a little bit more than it would have been just with the two of us with that. So, like, we worked with Daniel Hernan from Mineral Sound to get some ambient beach audio that he had filmed or recorded, years prior that just fit perfectly. Or the two of us going through just all kinds of old movies and looking for clips that we might be able to use.
Yeah.
It took the process and away from the musical side sometimes, which was kind of cool to blend the two worlds.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a really good collaborative effort. A lot of different sounds in here, and definitely has like really good like spring summer vibes. So
Yeah.
definitely
Sweet.
definitely works with everything spring happening. But it's
Yeah. So
Is it though? I mean, I think we
Yeah,
walked through some snow on the way in. But
I guess we released this at the right time. Then
We
we're
did.
setting the vibe for the
Yeah.
summer.
Well, I mean, once it finally stops snowing.
Yeah, spring's on the way. It's on the way
Exactly.
for sure.
It's coming soon. So yeah, what is like? How would you say that this album is different from your recent EPs and like other things you've released, such as Ice Cream in the Sun and Into Something New?
Yeah, well, this is the first one that Jason and I really worked on and produced together. So I think in that sense, it's quite a bit different. And this is the first album we've released too that has a strong theme throughout it. Like I was mentioning with the Modern Anxieties, that really the album is about. Where other albums in the past were mostly just a collection of songs that we had at that time that we decided to release together, but it was almost arbitrary why they were put together. I guess Ice Cream had a bit of a sonic palette that was defined throughout it, but this is an album where
it was a very thematic.
very thematic album, yeah, almost concept album in that sense. And song, especially once we started getting into it and knew this was going to be the theme, I started writing songs into that theme to kind of complete the idea. So I think that really sets it apart from our previous work.
And there's also just a new flexibility production-wise in this one, where we took no hard stances on what we could or could not do, whether it was who was playing what instrument or who was singing which section. We really just tried everything that we thought might work, kept what did, and discarded what didn't. And
Yeah.
We were just trying to service the song.
yeah.
Sweet, yeah. So just kind of like trying out new things, experimenting,
Exactly.
stuff like that, and really just kind of having an overall theme for the album, so it all kind of fits together.
Totally.
Sweet, I love that. So I just wanted to get into our first song of the day, which is Modern Doubt.
Yeah, it's the title track from the record.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, Mr. Operator. Take my quarter and correct GPS pinpoint locator. A satellite was fly alone. Receiver of the signal's gone. Digital friends turned to vapor. Crunch my analog distress. Friendly waves to every neighbor. Swipe left and then I'm in the zone. Love still the battery cold. Counting backwards on your hand is trembling like the T-Rex water. Brain high, dopamine rush, blank eyes, caked with black crust. Hamster settle down, just beat her out. Domestic flames have always drowned. Modern doubt. Strike a match, blue detonator. Spark this fuse and we'll explode. Level up, meet your creator. The bottom of a baritone. Homing through the gates you're on. Raspy lungs on respirators. Filtered fumes low and corrode. Flock like birds to the equator. Recycled air and salons. Chop the girls that died and blown. Counting backwards on your hand is trembling like the T-Rex water. Sports you crust. Attempts to don the crown, just beat her out. Forgot the words to Kathy's clown. Modern doubt.
Right, that was awesome, guys.
Cool.
Sweet. So yeah, like, what are some of the anxieties that you guys have, like, in today's world, and just like some of the stuff that's going on, and like what's kind of like bothering you guys?
Definitely being in an ever-connected world in relation to the internet and social media, I find to be quite stressful. I mean, I definitely participate in it, so I guess I'm part of the problem as well, but it's almost impossible not to. And yeah, that definitely stresses me out a bit. And then all the political turmoil that we're currently experiencing is also a lot of anxiety wrapped up in that for me.
It's kind of the same theme involved in that one too, whether you're talking about the environment or politics or just the stresses of modern life. You have to participate in a lot of this stuff, and you wish you could just like turn it inside out and make it the way that you want it to fix it or whatnot. But you still have to, like, I still have to fill my car up with gasoline to go to work, and there's nothing you can do about that quite yet.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, definitely. Like, there's just so much to be done, and there's like so much that we want to do, but it's just so hard to kind of achieve it all.
Yeah, exactly.
So just kind of hope to maybe like change the minds of people and work together on that.
Yeah, and I think even bringing these anxieties to light, and as far as mentioning them, can help release a bit of that tension.
It certainly helps us. So all we can hope is that it can help other people too, to either sing along or at least hear that there's a message like this being out there.
Yeah, definitely. So you guys have mentioned that your album really kind of relates to a lot of political tension, talking about dating apps, anxiety, or like impending war. This is on your Instagram.
Yeah.
What do you guys hope for your listeners to get out of your music? Like, what's your message, and what do you hope that they receive out of it?
We'd always definitely hope for a reaction at all, because that's art. That's all you can hope for with art, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I think our main goal is to bring happiness into people's lives. I know I use music as a coping mechanism to get through the day a lot of the time, so I think we're trying to contribute to that idea. And then also just with this album, hopefully making people think a little bit about their own beliefs and where they stand on things, because sometimes it's easy to ignore issues and just keep pressing on with your own life. So maybe bringing a bit of awareness to certain things that bother us. And
And at the end of the day, more songs being out in the world can only be a good thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. I love that. Wait, what were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, sweet. So is there like anybody who's like currently inspiring you, like maybe any other artist who's like really standing up for what they believe in and like putting that into their music right now?
I mean, there's been a lot of artists that we've been listening to over the course of the album and in anticipation of it. And like we were saying, the album definitely takes a bunch of different tonal threads, whether it's a more vintagey sounding thing or a more modern thing, but there's common threads in there. Like, we both became very obsessed with like Blonde, that Frank Ocean album, and that's been a heavy influence probably throughout the creation of this one. And on some songs there's a bit of maybe a Richard Swift influence in some regards. Both very much respect his work and miss him.
Yeah, we love Radiohead, so some of their dystopian vibes definitely creeped into our work on this one as well. Yeah, so I think those are kind of the big ones.
The big three for this one.
For this record.
Who knows for the next one, but
yeah, hard to say.
That's awesome. I love that. Just very, very unique. Just very, like inspired. I love that. Sweet. So I heard that you guys are going to be going on tour this summer. Is that correct?
Yeah. We're going to be touring with our friends Optic Nerd. Chris Scott from Optic actually mixed Modern Doubt, all of the songs on the record for us, and we've collaborated with him for the last few years. And
he played the release show with us.
Yeah, we just did a release show at Lost Lake earlier in April, and that they were on that show. So those are really great guys. We're going to be doing a West Coast tour with them in July. The two Chris's from Optic. And we're doing a July summer West Coast tour. It should be sweet. And I think Levi W, that DJ, is going to be on the tour as well. So we're going to have some good times out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Chris does really great music production. I love all their songs. So.
Yeah. Optic's awesome, man. Yeah. They bring the party for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it works well that you guys work together. It's awesome.
Yeah. He's a good dude. So we met him randomly on he engineered a session for us like 3 or 4 years ago, and ever since then he's kind of been our dude for mixing.
He's a great influence. Anyone that would take the time to go back and listen to like some of the older Whiskey Autumn albums would definitely hear a very older influence on some of the songs for sure. And Chris, as you know, Optic Nerd, it's a very, very modern pop, very polished production product that he's putting out, and it's been a great influence on what we're doing for sure.
Yeah. So have you guys worked with them since like the beginning, since like 2013, kind of? Or?
I think we first worked with Chris starting in 2015 when we started recording Ice Cream in the Sun.
The single off that one.
Yeah,
and then he started,
747.
and then he mixed the whole rest of that album too.
Yeah, so yeah, I was really Ice Cream in the Sun when we started working with Chris.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like, felt kind of like some Optic Nerd vibes in that one when I was listening to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
he
was
played a
really
big role
cool.
in producing that album too, because it was pretty raw when we brought it to him, and he helped bring that one to life for sure.
That's awesome. So are there any spots that you guys are excited to go to on this tour? Do you guys know like where you're going yet?
I know so far we're gonna be going into through Southern California all the way up to Seattle. So we've toured the Pacific Northwest before, so we've toured through Oregon and Washington, but this will be our first time in playing in California, so it'll be cool to hit LA and San Francisco and some of those bigger cities where there's a very storied history there with music, so it'll be cool to kind of get a taste of that for ourselves
Yeah.
and bring our vibes to the West Coast. I feel like this album, Modern Doubt, has a lot of West Coast vibes, so I think it'll be a good fit out there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think it would just do really good out there.
Yeah.
It just definitely has a good sound for that. So
Cool, awesome.
Sweet. So are there any places in Denver that you guys like are your favorite for performing? Like anywhere that you've been that's just like
We love Lost Lake. They just hosted us for our release show a few weeks back.
Yeah, the High Dive's great
High
venue. Larimer
Larimer
Lounge.
Lounge.
Yeah, there's a
We
lot
love
of
rehearsing in that whole neighborhood. That whole neighborhood itself is
yeah,
really
Rhino.
Cool.
Yeah, Rhino's cool. Yeah, Denver's really blown up quite a bit in the last few years, and there's a lot of great places to play. And it's cool. Like pretty much any night of the week, you can pick 4 or 5 spots where there's going to be some great shows happening. So it's pretty inspiring to be a part of that.
yeah, it is really cool. Like sometimes I'll go to shows and like people will just walk in. They won't even know who's performing.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, yeah, I'll pay like $10, $15 for a ticket, and
Yeah.
they'll just be like, this is cool.
Just
You know
coming to
what I
vibe
mean?
out.
Yeah. So I
It's
love that
quality
it's just
scene.
like, yeah, I love that it's very open and they're just like, people are wanting to listen to new things or just, try out new music. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
Cool.
I love that. Sweet. So do you guys have any other summer plans or like spring plans, like besides?
Yeah,
Original music?
we're working with some of our favorite local Denver producers, and we're going to be releasing a remix album of Modern Doubt, where people kind of take the core essential ingredients of the songs and kind of put their own vibe and spin on them. That's looking like that's going to be a July release. So yeah, we're kind of just getting geared up on that and getting everybody in. I think we'll be making some more official announcements about that probably in about a month or so.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's our first time doing working with producers on remixes, so we're pretty excited to see how these songs can live in a different light.
It's crazy the idea of hearing them through someone else's lens. Yeah, I guess we're not dropping any things.
Yeah,
yet.
no,
there's,
yeah.
there's parts of it I'm very excited about. But
Yeah, we'll make the official announcement soon about who's going to be involved, but I think it's going to be really cool, and I think people will be excited about it.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just kind of like you're giving your music to someone and seeing like how they would probably like put things together.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah, we'll kind of just let it go, and we'll see what comes back to us. So it's kind of an interesting idea.
I love that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. So how was your guys' album release party? Like, what would you say it was like? Just
that was a
being there?
blast.
Yeah, it was great.
Great
A
bands.
ton of people came through. Yeah, Optic Nerd was there, like we mentioned. The Milk
Milk
Blossoms
Blossoms.
played, they're a super original, cool band. That was my first time seeing them, and I'm a huge fan now. And then Kyle from Motion Trap did a
And a
DJ
DJ,
set, at the end of the night. So as soon as we stopped,
yeah.
he just dropped the beat, and
That
people.
went on for hours.
Yeah,
It was
people.
amazing.
It was a late night
No one
dance
wanted to
party.
go.
Yeah, yeah. So it was just really good vibes all around, and people were excited to hear our new songs and.
And the experience of the show itself, the production that was put on by Synesthesia was a group that we worked with. They created these incredible backdrops of a dystopian cityscape almost behind us, and lighting and projections. Just incredible.
Yeah, with the crumbling backdrop, there was in projection mapping onto it of some old film footage, which really tied into our vibe with some of the songs off the record. So it was a bigger production as far as the show went, and I think people responded to that in a cool way. It felt more like an event rather than just kind of your run-of-the-mill show. So I think
Yeah.
it was really fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw some of the pictures and I was like, that looks really cool.
Yeah, it was really trippy. It was a good vibe. It was just trippy psychedelic vibes all night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So speaking of your new music and everything, I wanted to get into your next song, Mushroom Clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to just like talk about that one a little bit, like how? it
Yeah, so this song definitely probably has the strongest political intention of any of the songs off the record. It's a bit more explicit in that sense. It's sort of a protest song. It was written in early 2017, and yeah, it's just it's kind of our view on political tensions that
Okay.
currently exist.
Sweet.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Whatever happened to the glory wax from our youth? Did we torch it with the car? Yellow happy face, rise and shine, it's time to fake a killer smile to get by. Hello spaceman, Houston called you home last night. Can't get it from the news, the story broke, we're all confused. Truth is up and down, not left to right. Take a coffee break, caffeine nukes, fire away. Mellow out in mushroom clouds. Your bumper sticker said the future freaks me out. Melting ice caps, cancer rays, Sunday drive-in, sweet escape. Common good devoured by fools who own all the wealth and build walls to trap you. Jackhammer through their cardboard spines. Separated church and state. Oh, God bless the USA. Bomb our enemies to smithereens and blood, blood, blood. Fire, water, blues, frack it, torch it, light the fuse. Baby, we've got oil to burn. Oh, to be great again, led to hell by old white men who abandoned children to the wolves. Bow down on your knees, kiss the ring, dance and twirl. Melting ice caps, cancer rays, Sunday drive-in, sweet escape. Common good devoured by fools who own all the wealth and build walls to trap you. Jackhammer through their cardboard spines. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Awesome. That was beautiful, guys.
Thank you, thank you.
I love that one. It definitely, like you said, does show a lot more of like the political tension side of the album. So it's
Mhm.
really cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be performing anywhere soon, or?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if it's been officially announced yet, but I know we're confirmed. We're going to be playing on Friday, May 17th at Syntax, supporting Jeff Cormack from south of France.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that venue yet.
Oh, yeah, it's super cool. It's on South Broadway. It kind of has a loungy vibe. Really great music there all the time, so you should definitely check out that spot.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks so much for having
It's
us.
been awesome just talking to you guys about the album and, just all the stuff going on in the world.
Totally, yeah.
I'm excited to hear the remix of the album and
Yeah.
also just like,
Me too.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to it as well.
yeah, because you guys haven't heard it yet, right?
No, we
So-
haven't heard anything yet. We've like sent off the tracks now, but I know everyone's kind of just working on them, so we're waiting to hear ourselves.
Sweet. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Totally.
Cool. Well, thank you. This has been Jason and Greg from Whiskey Autumn.
Yeah.
You can stream their album on all platforms, right?
Totally. Yep.
And you'll be at the Syntax. May
Syntax
17th?
on Friday, May 17th.
Awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming in, guys. Stream the new album, Modern Doubt. This is Whiskey Autumn.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.